Hey everyone, I'm Charting Man Dan of the Chart Guys. We're going to check in on GameStop. I've been trading the last 13 years and we've seen this once, but certainly never seen a repeat squeeze like this. It's getting real spicy after hours, lots of fun. Let's see what we're looking at into tomorrow to try and help us preserve these gains. All right, so I recorded this video and then went out to dinner, and now the price is $20 higher, so I have to redo it. But I am exiting all of my swing position into this move up here after hours. I will look to potentially reload if I find a spot that I like tomorrow. But as a trader, again, in a more conservative mindset, you give me those gains after hours, I'll take them every time. I don't care if I wake up tomorrow and it's $90. I'll say congrats to the bulls. I'm locking it in. And what I'm looking for tomorrow is a gap up open, a pullback on the open after the open, looking for 5-minute oversold conditions to mark an hourly high or low. And then we're going to look for a run up into Roaring Kitty's first live stream. We talked yesterday about how that was the next step for this. And now it's transpiring. Tomorrow at noon, live stream coming. You can see people are pretty excited about it. It's just cool to witness history again with all this going on. But yeah, he's pushing $1 billion unrealized gains right now, which is pretty insane to fathom. But again, I have no FOMO whatsoever. And anybody that's watching this video or any Chart Guys members or anybody I know is not going to be holding a bag when this is done. So just remember, we're here to lock in profit. If you're participating in the movement and you're holding for years, that's fine. Do your thing. We're traders. We're here to lock in the gains. And that's that. So he posted his positions after hours, hasn't changed, $250 million gain today, and now again after hours, just his common shares are up another 100 million. It's just insane. It's so fun to watch. Here's a pullback. All right, so let me gather myself here. So what we're looking at in the short, the harder we run into noon and his live stream, the more likely it'll be at least a temporary sell the news event. And just keep in mind that even hourly consolidation that's healthy is a 20% pullback at this point. I'm not sitting through a 20% pullback. Again, with my trading style, that's way too big of a risk. I'm not doing that. I know some of you will. That's fine. It's just different strategies. But again, here's a temporary top down, almost 10% real quick, which is why I'm going to be locking it in as I go. So again, just quick recap. And then we'll zoom out bigger picture and look at where we're going from here. But looking for a gap up open, looking for 5-minute oversold conditions to mark an hourly high or low. Ideally, we set that low on the morning, keep running up. We'll see if we get halts. But ideally, we run as much as possible towards noon. And then I sell at maybe 11:30 or whatever, walking a stop loss up. And I will not be holding a position when he's doing his live stream because the table is set into that being a temporary top. So we'll see how it all plays out. Is he going to execute his options live on the stream? I don't know. But what we have is key resistance at 64.83 that did just break, but no follow through. And the next resistance level that we're looking at is up at 72 and 80. And if you get over 80, that's when things get wild again. But again, right now marking in a temporary top. We've got 12 minutes left in the after hours session, which is why people are locking this in. I mean, I could even reload. Now I need to think if I want to reload a little bit. All right, hold on a sec. Just seeing where I sold everything. All right, if we drop down under 60 again, I might reload some here. Anyways, 64.83 during regular trading hours is going to be key. The high of extended hours now is a key resistance, 67.50. Bulls want to hold, of course, 47.50 previous resistance. They want to hold that as support. We've got the hourly EMA 12 as a guide. If that's holding, the bulls are keeping control on the bigger picture. And again, back burners. First 5-minute oversold conditions, first hourly oversold conditions. We're going to be looking for bounces. If you want a short GameStop, I highly suggest you don't. There are names that are in monthly, weekly, daily downtrends. The cannabis sector can't catch a bid to save its life. Do not choose a stock that has an entire army backing it with an intent to squeeze shorts as a short play. If you're going to short it, you're taking a tiny amount of risk. Your stop loss is right nearby, and that's that. So I may, if we run straight up into insane levels into his live stream, I may try a top fish and short it. But again, my style is entering a position, exiting partial fairly quickly, and then setting a stop. And we had a nice 5-minute cup and handle earlier today. Again, the technicals are still working just fine. Had a nice 5-minute cup and handle, and that's when the party got going. And so I noticed something that looked like automated buying to me at the ask, and it was just watching the bid in the ask, but it was going tick, 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 tick. It just kept hitting the ask. Someone would market sell into the bid, we'd drop real quick, instant hit on the ask. That told me that it was very bullish. And 5-minute cup and handle, got a position on this bull flag here, entered 33.60s, I believe, and then we just absolutely took off because that's when he posted that live stream was going to get going. I'm going to pause here because we're about to dip below 60, and I'm going to reload a little bit of what I sold. All right, I just reloaded 25% of what I sold just to have some skin in the game, make tomorrow a bit more interesting. But if this were regular trading hours right now, I'd be watching for a 5-minute high or low, watching EMA 12. I can't stress enough these EMA 12s as nice visual guides and targets. A bunch of us in the chat room were playing this 15-minute high or low off EMA 12. And there's a whole bunch of activity. We had, threads with hundreds and hundreds of posts. You can see 241. That was the 4th GME post of the day. But a lot of us are still just using the technical analysis where we know 15-minute higher low is the most likely scenario. We know the 2-minute time frame is our guide for that to be set. And we know the 2-minute trend change has to take place. So I myself and a bunch of people reloaded for this 2-minute higher low. And again, my style got filled at 38.60 something. I sell partial real quick up at 39. I stick my stop under 38. That's either the 2-minute high or low or I'm wrong. And then that marks the 15-minute high or low. So all that said, I just wanted to stress that the standard technical analysis that we're using and the relationships of the time frames is still very useful with this much volatility. And you can almost say, back in 2017 crypto, for me, that was the most pure technical analysis I've ever seen on a chart. And it was just pure emotion. And when you get this kind of volatility, it's almost like the technical most likely scenarios are more likely to occur. There's more volatility in both directions in between, but what we usually do with our time frames and the relationships with them, it's very high probability in these scenarios. So what I would be looking for is now a 5-minute bounce and then a lower high, and we would tighten up a bit. If we confirm the 5-minute downtrend, we zoom out to the 15-minute. We look for a 15-minute EMA 12 test. So I'm excited for tomorrow. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to trading it with a bunch of people. That's a lot of fun as well. And just be protective. Have a game plan. Do not be establishing your game plan in the heat of the moment because you will make emotional mistakes. Remind yourself, what are you here for? Are you here to lock in profit? You're not going to be a bag holder. Right now, there's big money that's being squeezed, absolutely. But you better believe that there's big money. The smart money is on the long side right now, and they're running this up. They're going to sell. They're going to short. And we will pull back 50% plus from where we top out very easily. I'm not going to say that's going to happen in a day, but, we've already seen it. How many times do we need to see it? Huge pullback. Even here, it was a huge pullback. So just be aware it's going to happen again. We will top out. We will pull back 50%. And just ensure that you are protected so that you are not holding a bag when that pullback happens. Lock in your piece of the pie. That's what this is all about, because there will come a top and there will come a multi-year top eventually. Again, I'm not going to try and call a top, and that's the thing. You're going to watch a lot of content with people talking about GameStop. Anybody that's talking about like they know what's going to happen, immediately dismiss what they're saying because none of us have any idea how this is going to play out. We've seen similar things. We can make our best educated guesses, but in the end, it's guesses. And so don't take anyone's word as gospel, and you have to do what is best for you. And the one thing that I didn't like about the Dumb Money video or the movie that was left out was how many bag holders, they showed the nurse who failed to sell, and that was a good example, but magnify that person by hundreds of thousands, if not millions, because that's what happened and it will happen again. So just keep that in mind and do good things. Hope you have a fun Friday.